Alrighty, well welcome back to Batanian Builds. Glad to have you here. Today we're going to be revisiting old project, this forge. Two things that we're going to be doing today to try to make this a more effective tool for my shop. First things first, the insulation. When I first started this project, I started it like 3 years ago. And when I did it, I cut that wool like mesh insulation, that refractory, just a hair too short. And there was a little bit of gap up top and it just melted out after use. So today I have some more of that refractory wool, and we're going to be relining the inside of this forge. So it's looking in real rough shape, but it won't be after today. The second part of the plan is we're going to be redoing this base. And when I first built this base, I kind of built it from just scrap that I had laying around. Recently got some newer material to my availability, and we're going to be using that to make a kind of simpler base. We're going to scrap this table, we're going to scrap that back platform, which that back platform was originally so that I could set a propane tank on there, and I thought it would take up less space, but then after I welded it all together I realized, one, the propane tank that I have doesn't fit under there, the big one that I use. Two, it's kind of dangerous to have your propane tank right directly underneath the back end of your forge anyways. So that was just a terrible idea to begin with. We're just going to scrap that, make a way simpler base, and then take that little table off, because I don't really need it, to be honest. I just want a really simple base that I can just cart the forge around to wherever I need to. So that is the plan for today. I hope you enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started. Woo! Lining up shots in this workshop kind of sucks. But anyways, the plan is we're going to go ahead and cut this lid off right here, and that is going to allow us to remove that old refractory and all that junk in there. And then once we remove all that, we can go ahead and put the new stuff in. And then that cement's going to need to dry, so we're going to go ahead and do this first. That's why we're doing this first. And then we're also going to paint it again, so that has to, dry. So we're going to go ahead and get this done first, and then we can start working on that base. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. Woo! Oh wow. the ceramic wool, and we got the refractory cement in there. That ceramic wool heats up pretty dang quick and insulates really, really well. And the nice thing about concrete that we used, that ceramic cement, is that it doesn't wear. So that's kind of why we put that in our base, and I put it a little ways up the sides of the walls, because that's going to do a really good job at making sure that when we're sliding metal in and out, that our refractory doesn't get damaged as much. So I think this is going to work a lot better. We're going to be able to get a lot more heat out of those two burners and our propane. But we're going to go ahead and move on, start cutting up this base, and kind of getting that a little bit more simplified so it doesn't take up as much shop room. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Together, but I'm not going to just drill some holes through and hook the caster wheels straight to this U-tube. My plan is I'm going to use these as my spacers. They're going to get welded right there in the center, and then I got these 4-inch plates. That's going to come out something like that. This is what the caster is actually going to get attached to. That should just lower the center of gravity a little bit, so all the weight's going to be down below the wheels, but they are still 6-inch casters, so they can handle a lot of weight. So that is the plan. Let's go and do it. Alrighty, so we're pretty much calling this project good to go for now. First things first, really happy with how the base turned out. It's on 4 casters this time, so it's a little bit easier to roll around. The other one was just on 2, and I kind of used it like a dolly, like a hand truck, but that didn't really work out because it was on casters. So this time, we got 4 casters, really easy to roll in and out of the workshop if I ever want to forge outside. Shorter, which the old height I wasn't really happy with. It was a little too tall. So this will work out a little bit better because we got a little less height. It's like right at belly button level. So that is good to go. What else? Oh yeah, and the base is also smaller, which will take up less room in the workshop because I am limited on space. So we checked all 3 of the boxes for the base that I wanted to do. Things to do in the future that I'm not going to do in this video is I'm going to give another coat of high temp paint on the actual outside of the forge because it needs it desperately. So we're going to be doing that in the future. Another thing in the future is what? Oh yeah, my buddy turned me on to this stuff called something silica. I don't know, I don't think I'd be, if I read it I wouldn't be able to pronounce it anyways, it's some funky name. But he turned me on to this stuff. You coat the inside of that like ceramic wool, that insulated wool in there, and then when you fire up your forge the first time, it like turns to glass pretty much. So it makes all that wool hard and rigid, which will increase the longevity of that insulation I put in there because I do not feel like redoing that again. So I'm going to order some of that stuff up, spray that in there, and then hopefully by the time that comes to the mail and I spray that in there, the refractory on the bottom will be set and we will be good to go forging again. Thank you again for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed watching me fix mistakes, reevaluating my forge stand and redoing the insulation on the inside of this forge. If you did like this video, hit that like button if you want to see more videos like this one. Subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.